troubles. 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗃 will be getting about $284,000 for getting to that stage of the US Open. Plus, it gets into the world top 100. So that means next year the check is out. She's been bonded out this morning by the unreliable, be a new world number one in the women's tennis draw. All right, I've got the boys ready. Tunde Young is looking like he just did 100-meter senior boys, but it's all good. Some moments ago,
weekend was anytime Chelsea, even if they lose on the Monday morning, it's a good weekend for me. So I had a very good. My mind was green.
So Opa leaves it, and somehow his phone is missing. And I kept on dialing it.
Scares me. Of his gadgets, but the phone was not even 1 week old at that time.
Our normal. By the time I got to the place, I collected the phone. I was coming back.
You just need to keep your phone. Okay.
All right. We're here together to witness Chelsea's loss on Saturday. The guy responsible for Chelsea's goal.
That the team still struggles against. We will not see.
From after about how many weeks? Now, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 beating her was the fourth time. Fourth consecutive time the Latvian has beaten her. Good this year has lost, so he had it, but should definitely serve up what should be in.
So our post game,
how important
was our primary concern. At the time she had just lost the US Open game and gotten knocked out of contention. But yeah, a big shout out to his favorites, and I found
out than physical against these players. So against these Adidas,
it's not easy to always be on the defensive, because as well, number one,
you have to make sure
the target's on your back. Everybody I six.
All right, talk about 𝗵𝗃 and Sancho went on one on the table. Sancho might be forced off to Saudi Arabia on the aftermath of that 0.3 FM.
Mainland. Love Booty, your daughter Nina's boyfriend. God forbid. Young Love Booty is here. Do anything to get your Airtel SIM back on if you haven't used it for 30 days or more. To enjoy 12 minutes voice call and 120 megabyte free on every recharge. Recharge 100 Naira and dial *141 *341 *1# now.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Broadcast Art Institute Supplementary Admissions 2022-2023. Few vacancies exist in the Departments of Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology for admission in the 2022-2023 session. If you scored 100 and above in the 2022-2023 UTME and have 5 relevant credits and have not gained admission, you can change over to the Broadcast Art Institute Lagos for National Diploma in Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology. The Broadcast Art Institute is accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to offer national diploma programs in broadcast journalism and multimedia technology. You can visit our campus at number 38 Odofin Street, Igbogbo, Ikorodu, Lagos, or call the following numbers: 0806 149 9992 or 0703 713 1166 or 0816 587-1415.
Yes, who are you? What's up, Pop? I'm Young Love Booty, your daughter Nina's boyfriend. God forbid. Last month, Nina gave me this phone to repair, and she called asking me to return the SIM urgently.
That's my old Airtel SIM. Why didn't you say so before? Nina, dear, Young Love Booty is here.
Do anything to get your Airtel SIM back on if you haven't used it for 30 days or more. To enjoy 12 minutes voice call and 120 megabyte free on every recharge. Recharge 100 Naira and dial *141 *341 *1# now.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that short break. Let's get back to normal programming on Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll take your calls pretty soon. I'm sure you've got plenty from the weekend to dissect with us. But let's get on the act first. And let me start with OPEYEMI. Arsenal United always delivers, big moments, big games. I will start with Declan Rice. Daily Mail on their headlines today: Rice cooks United again. That's what they put on the website. And what a moment for Rice. And these are the moments that he came to Arsenal for. And his first goal for the club could not have come at a better time.
Big game. Of course, a lot of people understood the fact that it's going to be a very tough, long season for everybody, Manchester United inclusive. And I'm going to pick this from the Manchester United's point from. The team is struggling. And if you look at it now, they've lost 2 games already this season, and even the one they've won, they've not been really emphatic in their victory. Remember the opening game, controversial 1-0 victory over Wolves. That a lot of people felt Wolves should have gotten a penalty in that game, even probably won the game. In fact, Wolves should have won that game. They had no business whatsoever. And if you look at the goal yesterday, I think Manchester United practically just did the normal thing they usually do against Arsenal. Even in their last season also, when they won Arsenal, it was a game of, just soaking the pressure and, use the pace of Rashford. Before the game, I actually belonged to one of the groups, and somebody actually placed the bet of 100,000 that Rashford to score first. The person was so sure that he was going to get the 6th goal.
I think he did so last season as well.
He said the person was very, very sure that I was going to get the goal, and that was the 6th goal against Arsenal. So it came about. You could see that it's just paper over cracks. There's so much inconsistency around Manchester United at the moment. For Declan Rice, you said it. This is the moment where this is what they bought him for, not when the team is leading 5-0 or 6-1. The class of Arsenal was absolutely very, very clear yesterday. They were world different from Manchester United, and I don't know. A lot of people are even putting all of the blame on Harry Maguire. I mean, he came in and then 2 goals came in after he came in. Martinez was injured. They got Arsenal were the better side yesterday. And again, I've always questioned the fact that Arteta wanting to be Pep Guardiola will probably be a huge problem for him. You have a defense that gave you table-topping position for over 200 days last season.
Yeah, but admittedly returned to basics against United.
That was because Partey was injured. He probably would have still stuck to keep him
but
by the wing back.
He returned to basics.
Now he had seen that
Arsenal gave one of their best defensive performances.
That's what I'm saying. He had seen that the basic is always going to probably be sure bets. He's always going to be the best for him to link up, and the boys did an amazing job yesterday.
But on the flip side, does it not help? Because I understand that you don't change what is working, but we also heavily criticized him last season for not having a backup plan.
B.
Yeah. I mean, at the point in time towards the end of last season,
when Arsenal got figured out, when they got figured out,
and that's what I was explaining to a lot of people, that I think Arteta realized that, and he just wants to create different ways.
So now that before you get to the pressure point of the season, use the early part against considerably weaker opponents to try out your plan and get it working, so that when you do need it later on in the season, you can able to reverse.
But is that the same thing with Kai Havertz, who still remains luckless? He still can't get a break. Got a big chance on a strong foot, miscues it. Tries to get a penalty, but VAR overrules it. His turnover leads to United's goal. Eriksen to Rashford. I mean, what is this thing that he sees in Havertz that the normal Arsenal fan still hasn't seen yet?
Not just normal fan, the normal people. I think it's just a case of.
But I thought yesterday was still a decent outing for Havertz.
But you see, this is what Kai Havertz does. And as someone that watched him for 3 years and said these things, and people called me.
So those 3 years we didn't watch him too?
No,
did you have exclusive access to watching him in those 3 years?
You know what I'm talking about. He doesn't want to be mischievous. I'm not
mischievous.
I'm not giving.
I'm not going to let you speak bad of a player who won Chelsea in the Champions League, who won Chelsea in the Club World Cup.
Scoring the winning goal in the Champions League final is not winning Chelsea the Champions League.
Winning Chelsea.
That was literally his only goal in the entire Champions League run.
And that is winning Chelsea the Champions League.
What scoreline did you win the Champions League with? 1-0.
I'm not going back to this argument. We've done this multiple. Let me just make the point I was making about Kai Havertz now. And I think it's a case of Arteta's pride. And obviously, these are not facts. These are just my opinion, my deductions on what we are seeing. I don't know Arteta personally, but I do believe that it's a case of Arteta looking at a player that there is a general consensus on that this boy is not good, and he believes that I can bring out the best in him. I've been using him wrongly, so I have a better way to use him. It's not going to work out, because the bottom line is, look, and this is what Havertz does to people. Like the way you just said that yesterday was still a better performance.
Because that flash of brilliance.
Not even flash of brilliance, because his other performances are so bad. When he does what a normal footballer is supposed to do, you will not start hailing him for that. Meanwhile, you forget that this is a player that you paid top dollar for. Chelsea paid 75 million for him. Arsenal paid 65 million for him. Those are the kind of money. That's the kind of money you pay for special players. I do not believe until he proves me wrong. He's still here to prove me wrong. And when I say prove me wrong on a consistent basis. You don't become a special player by scoring one goal.
Anyways, I feel it will be very unfair to use 4 games as a sample size for a player.
I'm using 3 years.
At Arsenal. I mean, I'm talking about Arsenal. Chelsea is different from Arsenal.
He's still the same player.
No, they are not the same. I mean, he's playing in a different club. He's playing in a different formation, right? He's playing in a different environment. At Chelsea was like a false number 9. Here he's playing as a number 8. So I'm not going to use 4 games to reach a judgment, to reach a conclusion over Kai Havertz at Arsenal.
This is what I say when I say I watched it for 3 years.
And I also watched him in those 3 years.
And Chelsea played across the front line, played midfield.
So wait, why do you decide to rate and to judge Havertz by what they are at Chelsea? Why not also go way back to Bayer Leverkusen, where he was scoring the goals as a number 8, as a number 9, as a number 10, as a false 9?
Okay.
All right, super argument, right?
No, it's not, but I just don't have strength because I'm not feeling well.
All right, 6:20 Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM. Let's still talk more from Arsenal United. It feels like United also left the game with a lot of positives. Their fans, even Ten Hag, gave some positive outlook. The way they were compact in transitions. They're a team that plays in moments, but I mean, if that gets you, if it gets the goods delivered, then fantastic. There are also a couple of positives, but I thought that positives were good. Negatives, I mean, 𝗪𝗵𝗁 also was good in the one-on-ones against
Martinelli.
Gabriel Martinelli. But a massive negative, and that's a massive elephant in the room that has to be addressed, is United's away form, woeful away form against the big boys. Last season, against the top 10, they didn't win. The only one they did was against Fulham, and it was a last-minute goal. Anybody remembers? Who scored that last-minute goal? Was it not Rashford or something like that?
Rashford or Fred?
Man U
against Fulham.
Against Fulham, it was Garnacho.
It was Garnacho. Thank you very much.
Fulham against Man U.
Yeah, it was Garnacho.
You know, so that was the only game they won against the top 10 away from home. Now this season, that trend has started. Their first away game against the big boys, they also didn't win. Now also, they didn't win. If you want to challenge, if you want to make that step up, Ten Hag has to
even the ones they won at themselves now.
They were not convinced.
Yeah, he has to fix that. It's a massive elephant in the room they have to address.
I remember I said it at the start of this season that I think Erik ten Hag just want to own this team now. Unfortunately, this whole Jadon Sancho conversation is not even going to help him at all. It's probably just going to distract the team from looking at where they failed yesterday. It wasn't a typical Manchester United day. Like, they've not had that typical day all through the season, no doubt about that. Yeah, well, you may want to argue that the season is early, but then when you're already 6 points adrift of Manchester City, 4 points adrift of Arsenal and Tottenham, Liverpool and all of them, then you understand the fact that every single point you need to get really matters at this point. But again, when I looked at what Erik ten Hag said about Jadon Sancho yesterday, I felt like it was an unnecessary distraction. You had a bad game. Let's fix it. I'm trying to understand.
Ten Hag said every big decision went against them. Is that true?
No, that's what I'm going to. That's what I'm going to. He even said
why manager so self-serving?
He said the VAR looked at the offside of Garnacho from a different angle. So I'm trying to understand which of the angles is actually the right.
Is it not the same manager who claimed he probably didn't see what happened between Kalasic and Onana?
Exactly.
Which was a bang on penalty.
Exactly. Yep. But then I was wondering again, Onana's pattern of goalkeeping. I'm trying to understand that it will be hard for them to find him out. Do you know how many passes he did yesterday? All the long passes was looking for Rashford, and he was misplacing those passes. Ben White was just waiting for the ball to come. He get it on Watford, and they beat counter from there.
But on the positive side,
it's a good trait.
It's transformed the way United play.
It was also United's most progressive player.
They're going to be found out very soon.
He made 36 passes in the first half. Nobody has done that, I think, since Ederson, probably against Burnley at the beginning of the season. But what I didn't like about the whole passing from the back thing that involved him alongside Lisandro, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, and crucially Casemiro was that because their volume passes were these players I mentioned in the first half. But after that phase of play, they didn't know what to do with the ball again.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And that's where they significantly differ from Manchester City, the blueprint that everybody's trying to copy. It's just
and if you see, Arsenal didn't fully press them, because then if it did, Onana had the ability to be able to
just locate Rashford.
Yeah, exactly.
So like what City have is not just the good passing goalkeeper. They have good ball receptors. They have routines that they've worked on over again. The keeper can predict what will happen if he passes to this person as opposed to what he passes. He knows if he passes to let's say Ake, it's a different result to passing to Rodri and stuff like that. These are sets that are worked on in training. United are clearly not at that level yet, and they don't even have the players to do that quite yet.
But credit to United, the fact that they could reduce the game to the slimmest of matches. That game could have gone anywhere. See,
it's cool, but that's because of Arsenal. That's because of Arsenal.
No,
I don't think it's what United did. It's because what Arsenal didn't do.
Garnacho scores. That's the slimmest of offside calls. In fact, till now, on the naked eye, I think it's onside.
Yeah.
Because see, whatever Gabriel has done, maybe he talks in his stomach. Whatever he's done to ensure Garnacho is offside, I can't believe it.
Someone said he pulled him.
Because I mean, I look at that and I feel bang on. This is onside.
So a very high IQ moment.
And at 2-1, it's game set match, right?
But also,
At that time,
before
that
then,
probably would have been the smash or grab. That would have been
also before then, about 10 minutes before then, Bukayo Saka missed probably a glorious chance to make it 2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah,
it was a case of what Arsenal didn't do really, because Arsenal could have been well ahead even before that Garnacho situation. They just didn't take chances. 𝗂𝗵𝗲 also could have scored in the first half, like we said. So it's a case of after dominated the game. We can all admit that even United's goal was their first shot on target. It was their first shot on goal at all. In fact, it was a case of Arsenal playing and United hoping to react to whatever Arsenal were doing. So it went pretty much as well as you expect. If Arsenal had converted their chances, the game would not have been as close. But at the end of the day, ball don't lie. The result proved.
United have too many issues. I mean, they ended the game with Maguire and Johnny Evans at the back. That's some throwback Leicester, right? They had to still persist with Anthony Martial, who looks like he doesn't train with United and just appears on match day.
They played with 10 men in first half. Martial was a non-factor.
Plays like he doesn't train at all. He plays like he's not interested.
Well, I was forced to ask a question yesterday that what is the place of Antonio Martial and Anthony in that Manchester
That man
United
earns
team?
£250,000 a week. They gave him a look. It's a thing to make a mistake with a player and you realize you made a mistake. They gave him a bumper contract extension for 250k.
Exactly.
Anthony Martial, look at that game yesterday. Absolutely did nothing. Ireland came on with minimum fitness, first game of the season, and was more effective. You know, but another thing with the Ireland issue is we are going to see more of that this season. In terms of having striker who makes runs, but wingers who would never pass. In Marcus Rashford and what's his name, Anthony on the right. You have two wingers who are shoot first. They are shoot first wingers. Their first thought is to cut into their left or their right and let it go. The striker will always make good runs and would never get fed in that situation. But at least he's making runs, unlike Martial, who was a mannequin the entire first half. And at some point we also
and he was getting angry when they subbed him, so I'm trying to understand.
And I like the fact that United's attack looked better with Højlund, and if he gets to full fitness, it's going to be a focal point for United. I mean, Højlund, Rashford, Anthony, if they get some chemistry on the training field, maybe they'll look good. But United level a lot of positives, but also it was important for them to keep pace with Man City going to the international break. I mean, City have set the standard. City have slimmed the margin for error again this season. They already have 12 points. You don't want to go into the international break.
And now they have the referees playing on their side because that was some horrendous officiating.
Criminal officiating.
Horrendous officiating.
Whatever made by Dean, even on Sky Sports Studio, said that was bad officiating, and that's really bad officiating.
Very, very bad. Like that, I don't believe that to be an error. I think that
was Natal case stuff.
Yes. You cannot. I don't. You cannot convince me that's an error. That is an intentional act. Who on earth at
Stockley Park has allowed that to go in? That's never a goal.
How do 4 people watch that on a screen repeatedly and say this is a goal? I'm not even talking of 4 referees. 4 regular people. Call 4 people from different walks of life and give them a basic understanding of football rules and tell them to judge if that was a goal or not. Everybody rules that offside. I don't know how they
and admittedly, you get a feeling that played on Fulham's minds going into half time, and second half
it was close until then. It was close until then.
They were in the game.
So once again, we are only 4 match days in. I can already count enough controversies to last the entire season.
But that's part of the Premier League drama. Don't you love it?
No, I don't. If referees have this much power to basically decide games, and then the annoying thing is that these days they are even getting more bolder with their apologies. At least before they didn't used to care enough to apologize. The apologies are annoying to me, telling me that after watching back, which you did watch during the game, but after watching it when you go to your house, whether the TV in your house is different from the TV at the game, you are not telling me that you were right, I cost you points, but there's nothing you can do about it. Like, that's insane to me.
All right, it is what it is. Let's talk about Liverpool. Whilst the Saudi guys were in London on Saturday getting ready for another mega bid, another mega assault on Mo Salah, Liverpool were not bothered about it against Villa. Gradually, you get a feeling that Klopp is getting closer and closer to what he wants his team to look like, right?
Yeah, I mean, attacking wise, yeah. Defensively, I still don't see it at all. They had McAllister playing the deep role yesterday. He can play it
alongside Curtis Jones,
but he would much rather not, because he's just also very attacking minded. Because he's just even a winger at some point. For him to be playing defensive midfield, brought in Ryan Gravenberch. I don't think he played against.
No, he didn't play. He didn't get his work permit soon enough.
Didn't play, but he's also not a sitting midfielder. He's more of an 8. Can even play as a 10. So that issue is always going to be there. I don't think Klopp trusts Ouattara enough. He's the only senior defensive midfielder in the squad. I don't think he trusts him enough to make him the permanent starter in that position. So they are going to have issues against actually good teams. Not to say something like not a good team, but Liverpool overpowered them with their attack on Sunday, and they just went up for it. Perhaps also they were also not fully recovered from their Europa League commitments. They didn't look quite as sharp as we have come to expect. Only Watkins still yet to score in the Premier League this season, which is very strange.
Very strange,
very strange. But Moussa Diaby has been bringing excitement, having Leon Bailey.
Well, Villa have been a weird bunch, right? This moment they're winning 5-0, they're winning 4-0.
The next moment they're losing 3-0, 4-1.
So that means there's an element of no control in the team.
Yeah, it's also
Emery has to find it.
It's also a reflection of Emery's tactics, because against Liverpool he reverted from what he had been doing to start with 5 at the back. He fit in Diego Carlos.
Carlos is injured, by the way.
Yeah,
got injured in the game.
So
I hope it's not long time. They will break that guy, man. That guy suffered the long-term injury last season.
It's very sad, but it's just what it is. And they also have Th Mings on the treatment table. They have Pau Torres, who is injury prone. They brought in what's his name, Clément Lenglet from Barcelona, who is most likely better injured, if we're being honest.
All right. Last week Monday we talked about how Brighton got shellacked by West Ham, and I said, "Hey guys, calm down. It's a blip." And they made sure that was the case against Newcastle.
Why is nobody freaking out about Newcastle like this?
No, so we're freaking out about it.
I said it at halftime of Arsenal's game yesterday, and I said, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that they know they'll be playing in Europe this season. Maybe the thought of it is already overwhelming. They've actually lost 2 games this season. In short, they've not won in the last 4 games.
Yep. For Newcastle, a lot has gone the way of the manager Eddie Howe and the club since the Saudis took over. This is the first time they're going through a mini crisis. I'd like to see how they react. All right, I'll like to also get some of your reactions when we come back from this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll take your calls. Don't forget the numbers: 09136000 410. Stick around.
Crashing down is look up. Assemble the team.
It's showtime.
Brains waking up.
What'd you have for breakfast?
We are the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
The Broadcast Art Institute Supplementary Admissions 2022-2023. Few vacancies exist in the Departments of Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology for admission in the 2022-2023 session. If you scored 100 and above in the 2022-2023 UTME and have 5 relevant credits and have not gained admission, you can change over to the Broadcast Art Institute Lagos for National Diploma in Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology. The Broadcast Art Institute is accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to offer national diploma programs in broadcast journalism and multimedia technology. You can visit our campus at number 38 Odofin Street, Igbogbo, Ikorodu, Lagos, or call the following numbers: 0806 149 9992 or 0703 713 1166 or 0816 587 1415.
Omo, our eye don't see way for this cash palava. As conductor they shout, as you enter sweater with your change. Market women go dey holla.
I beg, this money don't tell no fit collect now.
Supermarket people go dey tell you say,
okay, we no get change. I beg, use and take sweet now.
When you come see that better yama roasted fish without the hungry you since in co.
I no carry my wallet come out too.
See, life not supposed hard like this, so that make all of us for Nigeria they pay for everything with Momo. Dial *671# or download the new Momo app. Make you follow enjoy this better life. Momo, better than cash.
Are you seeking admission into a tertiary institution in Nigeria? Here is a big opportunity for you. The 2022-2023 admission into 𝗀𝗀𝘁 Polytechnic is now open. Available courses are Computer Science, Theatre and Media Arts, Mass Communication, Science Laboratory Technology, Electronics Engineering, Accounting, Banking Operations, Business Administration, Multimedia Technology. Qualified students should have scored 100 and above in the last JAMB exam. Facilities at 𝗀𝗀𝘁 Polytechnic includes suites, well-equipped studio and laboratories, modern classrooms, innovative workshop, recreation space, and fully functional hostels. Our lecturers and tutors combine both academic and industry experience. Full-time and part-time admission forms are available for the 2022-2023 academic session at the campus, 𝗀𝗀𝘁 Polytechnic, Plot 100, Alhaji Onilewura Street, 𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗏, Lagos State. 𝗀𝗀𝘁 Polytechnic is approved by JAMB, NBTE, and the Federal Ministry of Education. For more information, please call Moses 091 62 54 0610, Wale 091 62 92 7079, Praise 091 62 69 9996, Adelanwa 081 26 580784, or visit our website www.ecocity.edu.ng. 𝗀𝗀𝘁 Polytechnic, building industry-ready professionals.
Yes, who are you?
What's up, Pop? I'm young 𝗪𝗵𝗁, your daughter Nina's boyfriend.
God forbid.
Last month, Nina gave me this phone to repair, and she called asking me to return the SIM urgently.
Ah, that's my old 𝗪𝗪𝘁𝘀𝗃. Why didn't you say so before? Nina dear, young 𝗪𝗵𝗁 is here.
Do anything to get your Airtel SIM back on if you haven't used it for 30 days or more. To enjoy 12 minutes voice call and 120 megabyte free on every recharge. Recharge 100 naira and dial *141 *341 *1# now.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Omo, our eye don't see way for this cash palava. As conductor dey shout,
as you enter so enter with your change.
market women go dey hala.
abeg this money don tey I no fit collect am.
Supermarket people go dey tell you say,
Okay, we no get change. Abeg, use am take sweet now.
when you come see that better yama roasted fish wey don dey hungry you since nko.
I no carry my wallet come out too.
See life not suppose hard like this o. Na im make all of us for Naija dey pay for everything with Momo. Dial *671# or download the new Momo app. Make you follow enjoy this better life. Momo, better than cash.
Alright, Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM. OPEYEMI, 𝗂𝗄𝗏 and TUNDE Young on the program, and you can be a part of it as well. The numbers 09136000410, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube as well. Read your comments just in a moment. But in that moment, while we're about to do the calls, TUNDE Young chiming on Jude Bellingham, who definitely is looking like lovers first side with the 𝗵𝗏𝗁 fans in front of over 66,000 fans. They've seen him do it before, away from home. But this was the first time I was doing it at their €1 billion stadium, the Santiago Bernabeu. And trust me, this guy already an instant hit. With Real Madrid.
With the let's go, and Okpe even doing the celebration in the studio as speak.
I hear the fans are doing that now too.
Yeah, I mean, he even didn't do it at first. I think it was it Rudiger or somebody that nudged him or something, because he got caught up in the favor of scoring the 95th minute the winning goal against 𝗵𝗃𝗏 𝗪𝗏. Above Bellingham, of course, fantastic player. But I just fear that with this goal scoring start, it will be profiled very quickly and pigeonholed, and then these goals will not be the expectations of his time. We will tend to quickly forget that he's a midfielder. Even though as he's scoring, I'm not seeing enough tweets, enough posts, enough articles about his actual midfield abilities, which is displaying. He's passing well. His pass completion rate is very high. It's he can play line breaking passes. He wins the ball back very well. He's a complete midfielder. He's a proper.
He wears number 5, but now he's like a 9.
Yeah, he plays for me.
They said it's the new Zidane, but now maybe they're saying it's the new Raúl.
So when Real get the proper striker, you would expect that to change. And even before that, I expect at some point this that the goals will dry because it's not sustainable. I think there's a reason we have all been surprised that he's always been a midfielder with the eye for goal, but at the end of the day, he's still a midfielder.
It can be sustainable with the way they're playing,
I'm trying to understand what you mean by it can't be sustainable.
Because the way he plays is Ancelotti putting him in the tip of the diamond.
Well, we've had
arriving in those spaces.
We've had this conversation several times, and Tunde Young had always asked these questions: that where would Real Madrid get the goals from? And I've consistently said is that the goals that Benzema was bringing in 30, to spread it around, will probably give us 50.
But can Real also keep on relying on all these late shows? At a point in time, see, it's just like Arsenal. I don't know what was saying the last season when Arsenal went on the run of scoring those late goals, Bournemouth and the rest, and there's an emotional toll it places on you. So when you go into games in a stretch and you're expecting you think that miracle will happen, it keeps on happening, but it gets to a moment where you keep waiting for it to happen. It won't happen.
The season is just starting.
So that's why I also partly agree that this whole Bellingham thing is not sustainable.
It is very, very sustainable.
5 goals in 4 now, right?
The team will only get better.
It's the top scorer in La Liga.
Yeah, by the time Vinicius Junior is back, by the time a couple of the boys are back, Militao is back. I mean, he's probably going to give you a lot of. We've always talked about the fact that don't allow yourself to be found out as a manager. So, Jude Bellingham can play anywhere across the front line. He can play as a false nine. He can play as the deep role.
His youth coach, if people don't know, he gave him number 22. Do you know why he gave him 22? They said 10 as a number 10, 8 because he could play as an 8. Then gave him 4 again because he could play as a 4.
Exactly.
Altogether 22 because he could play those roles. I like that multi.
It's the ones that make it to always hear these stories for. I like to hear why they gave him about 29.
That's what his youth coach did, because I mean, you look at that guy,
he will retire at the age of 29.
and you look at that Jude Bellingham guy, and looks like somebody who has mastered the art of playing all across.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like a proper footballer.
Yeah, he is. That's what I'm saying. But again, it's easy for people who don't really watch, because I understand you can't watch every game. So it's easy for people who don't really watch Real Madrid to not, just have it in their mind that, okay, Bellingham is a goal scoring midfielder. Meanwhile, he's so much more than that. He's a midfielder. He's a proper midfielder.
But the good thing for him is that even if this goes dry up, he's bedded in well. So there's no criticism from the Real Madrid fans, who can be very demanding.
But it also works. It also works the other way, because when he starts scoring, there's also a tendency that they go, you used to score before, are you no longer scoring? And that's also.
I understand, but the fans also will have to be brought back down to it that this guy was brought to play midfield. He was not brought to be a constant supplier of our goals.
Yeah, but when they don't have another, like if Vinicius is out injured, they don't have Benzema anymore. Ozelu is not a consistent, reliable source of goals. At least not for Real Madrid. I
mean, the good thing is that Bellingham welcomes this responsibility. He's welcoming to it. You have this is comment I posted on Twitter. He said this is why they brought me to
exactly. You have a feeling that he's actually probably just made to play for Madrid. So I'm just all through the weekend I've just been fantasizing having Kylian Mbappe, in that squad, and then you look at Kylian Mbappe, you look at Bellingham, look at Vinicius. It's not even. I can do it. I'm not Chelsea. I'm actually the type that can imagine it and bring it to life. That's the simple truth. Yeah.
All right. For 5 in 4 games, is La Liga's top goal scorer. Even though he's not a goal scorer, he's been responsible for 63% of Real's goals and directly involved in 75% this season. Yeah, he's been very decisive. Very, very decisive.
And he looks like he's been 20 forever.
Oh yeah,
he was a teenager for the longest time. He was playing at the top level for 16 years.
Edin Terzic called him the youngest 19-year-old in the world, or the oldest 19-year-old in the world.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, guys.
Yeah, you know where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Yanapaja.
All right, Yinka, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Today, good evening.
Good evening, Olayin.
OPEYEMI, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I wonder why United fans are complaining about yesterday's defeat to Arsenal. Last season, I think we had a good, legitimate goal by Gabriel Martinelli. After he scored first in that match, the goal was allowed, and United went on to win. So why are they now complaining? And again, against Brentford last season, one of the reasons Arsenal did not win the league, Ivan Toney's goal shouldn't have stood. He stood.
Mm-hmm.
So when it is for you, you're happy. Then when it is against you, you start complaining.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. But we missed the Jadon Sancho thing. I'd like to get reactions to that. That has also divided opinion somewhere. I find that strange. Some have been also backing Jadon Sancho, that his manager shouldn't have called him out in the public glare. Some have also backed the manager. In fact, the club have also backed the manager, saying there is nothing to add in here. The manager's thoughts remains the same, although we're hearing there's going to be some clearly air talks between manager and player, who earns about £373,000 a week. But I mean, where did he get the balls to do that from? Just immediately after his manager speaks to the media, It goes on Twitter.
If he felt like he was being scapegoated, that's how he felt. And I speak as someone who felt like that. Immediately I saw Tenag's comments. I read I read an excerpt of the comments, the part where he talked about Sancho not performing up to the level in training. I was like, you just lost to Arsenal. Why are you talking about Sancho in this manner? And then I saw the clip and I understood that Tenag was asked a direct question about Sancho's involvement, and he gave a direct answer. So I understand how Sancho could have felt attacked, but also watching the clip, I understood Tenag's perspective. But I still maintain that the manager is older. He has the responsibility of not saying it like that. He could have just ignored that and not thrown a vulnerable player under the bus, so to speak.
A vulnerable player that earns 373,000. I want to be vulnerable for life.
I'm seeing the Cristiano Ronaldo written all over this again, and it's going to be difficult. And I'm really looking forward to how Ten Hag will actually handle this one. If this was Alex Ferguson, his last game for Manchester United,
of course,
he's definitely not going to come close to that team.
I told someone today, imagine Martial playing under Alex Ferguson.
Who does that?
That one, Martial.
So I think for me, it's just the player power is getting stronger by the day, and you look at it, you can actually walk through the manager and ask questions. Why am I not being used? And the manager will tell you, what, you need to up your game.
This guy's been involved in the 3 Premier League games they've played this season. Exactly. He's come off the bench.
He's come off the bench. He probably feels he wants to score. You want to start and play more time. And so for you to come all out and say people shouldn't believe everything they get to hear, and then you feel like you've been scapegoated, and then you've been. And I'm wondering what exactly is going on. I don't know if he's trying to force himself back into the team, and this is something that
you can only force yourself back into the team by
playing well and training well. And your manager says you're not training well.
Now the example he has to tap from is very simple, because I think that this what happened last night is just symbolic of this Gen Z set of players that we have in world football. That's the truth. They lack the balls. They lack some mental toughness. Now look at Marcus Rashford. He gets dropped for oversleeping to make a team meeting, and he gets dropped for the game against Wolves. You know how he responds? He comes off the bench and scores the winner.
Exactly.
That is how to respond to your manager. It's simple as that.
That's why I said maybe he's trying
if your manager says you're not trained up to standard, the onus lies on you. It's international break. Put a lot of work on the field. Get it in anytime you get a chance on match day. Make sure it counts. Give the manager a headache.
What if you do genuinely believe that you are training up to standard and your manager is?
It is not up to you to decide if you are training up to standard. It is up to you. In journalism, you are not your own editor. But you cannot edit yourself.
So your editor cannot be biased against you.
What I'm telling you is that you cannot edit yourself. It's same thing with football. You cannot say that after up to standard. Your manager decides if you have been up to standard or not.
While I get that, but again, the player clearly feels like the manager has it.
It is his feeling, and that feeling is not the manager's feeling. And guess what? Who's the boss here? It's the manager.
I also have a feeling that maybe he's just trying to emotionally blackmail his manager into squeezing him into the team. And for a manager that is good, I understand, want to win the game. I think it will work.
Hi, Honorman.
Hello, OLAWALE. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
See, Wale, let me just say, I've been a Manchester United fan. For everybody listening in the house there. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
See, I've been a Manchester United fan since 2002, watching EPL constantly. When he just said Sancho earns £373,000 per week, for God's sake. This guy was down with a mental issue. This guy sent him back to the Netherlands. Protected this guy. This guy should be the one buzzing. Garnacho is playing out Sancho. Anything from time.
Even the Anthony that is worse. He's still putting in an effort than Sancho.
How do you know that?
It's not brainer. Garnacho has started this season. Out of the 370. Why can't he just put it in the work? What happened to Wan-Bissaka? Look what happened to Wan-Bissaka. And Wale.
Thank you very much, Honorman. I mean, see, we've complained. United fans complain about Anthony every week, right? But if Sancho had been up to speed, he would have been the one displacing Anthony.
There's no way to know that, because the manager is constantly rewarding a player that is very bad and with stats every game.
FYI, Sancho has been involved in 3 Premier League games this season. The game he hasn't been involved was the game where he didn't train up to standard.
Did he start any of those games?
So don't you have to earn your stats?
How is Anthony earning his stats?
You have to, because
maybe that's where
until United considered the 2-1, Anthony was one of the better players on the pitch because he was tracking back.
Which game?
Yesterday. See,
I did not watch that.
Anthony maybe didn't from an attacking phase, but this guy was busy covering up and helping Wan-Bissaka.
So when the team is when the team is on transition, what's going to happen?
I'm only saying
his overlapping skills is zero.
I get all that point, but what we are coming from is that if this guy was seen as not up to speed. That's Anthony. If Sancho had been playing well, he would have displaced.
How has Anthony Martial earned the right to start?
Because they have a crisis up front. They have a crisis up front. Oilon is probably not 100% fit. Once he's 100% fit, Martial doesn't get close to the starting lineup. Simple as ABC.
Well, you are clearly pro Ten Hag on this, and it feels like you are going out of your way to justify it.
I'm not even stressing
Ten Hag
this.
does not have perfect.
Good evening, this is Fred speaking.
All right, welcome, Fred.
Up going for life.
All right, go on.
Yeah, you people are talking about like Anthony. Well, Anthony put his best in that game, but just that the full Man U team is like they are struggling right now, so it's affecting Anthony. And one thing also I want to speak about 𝗂𝗏. I don't know why Arteta so much love 𝗂𝗏. I don't think 𝗂𝗏 is the kind of player that Arsenal really needs right now. So anyway, I just want to. I'm happy because I'm a Gunner fan.
All right, thank you very much. Earlier today, while recording my podcast alongside me, I stuck out my neck, on the chopping block that Bayer Leverkusen we're going to win the Bundesliga. Is there anyone that's going to go on with me, go against me on that?
No, you are alone.
I hope you have insurance for your neck.
I think Bayer Leverkusen are for real this season.
And you think that's really enough as winning the Bundesliga?
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
You are alone,
I think Alonso is definitely destined for Real Madrid, but
I think so too.
Before he goes, I think his legacy at Bayer will be winning the Bundesliga. So Bank can still go on a run of winning 8 again, but I think Leverkusen.
I think his legacy can be making them the new Leipzig, making them the new Dortmund.
No, his legacy will be making Leverkusen. That's what they used to call them. A never team, never. I mean, they're always getting close. I think this time around they win.
Okay.
But that your neck, make sure it's looking up.
The signs have looked really good. They look like they can sustain it. Although there's a Leipzig also asking questions this season. They've looked good as well. Those attacking bunch of players: Simons, Olmo, Šeško.
Simons is in a fantastic form. 3 assists, 2 goals. I mean,
oh wow! So you mean that a good player can just come to any team and play football without checking the weather, and checking formation, and checking previous managers?
No, fantastic players don't adapt. Fantastic players, great players don't adapt.
Good.
Yes. That's why Zlatan didn't need to adapt at United.
He came in effortlessly.
Can you realize that
the client is justifying his mega deal?
No. Did I call him a great player? Is Zlatan a great player?
Of
yes.
course. One of
so I just told you now that great players don't need to adapt.
But we're talking about 𝗵𝗲. He's not a great player yet, but we are talking the intent of time.
So he's going with 𝗵𝗲. From me, I've said about great players going anywhere. They always adapt and just get the business going. They don't need they need to be cuddled. They need to have an army around their leg. No, they get the job done. That's why they're great players.
See Wale and pro 𝗪𝗏 today. He still took him back.
Wale took our doubt. He knows how to swim out of. He knows how to swim out of situations. But we'll catch him one day.
What's up with PSG? They're looking good every week. After those early wobbles, Kylian Mbappe, Kolo Muani, Dembele.
That front tree is going to be devastating. The fact that they're still young, the fact that they're going to grow into each other, the fact that they've got the national team.
Connect. Anybody grow anything.
No. What I'm saying is, at least for the period of time where PSG will have them, they will certainly give PSG some result. I mean, they obviously move into the national team. They've got that synergy at the national team level, and you have a feeling that they could actually get better. Funny enough, I have a strong feeling that PSG was going to win the Champions League this season.
Where other feelings coming from? Not far-fetched. I think that the stats have them at some decent percentage to win.
Yeah.
If they can put it all together. I mean, there's Gonzalo Ramos. Marco Asensio started as a first time. This time, he's probably going to have to play from the right.
And that's exactly.
And he has to contact with Dembele.
I mean, that's
also BMI. Everything you guys said is valid, but also it's not really hard to look good against Lyon. Lyon have lost every game this season. They are bottom of Ligue 1.
But to be fair, Lyon probably played their best game this season against PSG. I saw the game.
Actually. Yeah, they played somewhat.
And they lost that bad.
They were down 4-0 by halftime.
Yeah, Donnarumma was fantastic.
Donnarumma made like about 7 saves or 8.
You are bad people.
You look good, but you're still 4-0. I mean, it was like Fulham. They look good against Man City.
And they still chop.
Or Elinara didn't play well, but she scored that trick. How about that?
I mean, that's inconsistency.
All right, let's read some messages from your end.
All right, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, and we have messages on YouTube. 𝗪𝗵𝗃 Benjamin says, Nottingham Forest sent Chelsea to 12th position when Man U fans wanted to make stew with the situation. Rice, Angel Gabriel, and Jesus makes life difficult for the Red Devils. What a Sunday. Says, good evening, guys.
Before you go to the next message, Forest and Chelsea. I'm sorry to bust your bubbles here, but I was having a conversation earlier today, and I told my colleague that, see, the difference between teams like Forest and teams like Chelsea, they are very marginal in terms of talent. Chelsea might have acquired 1 billion in terms of talent, but they are not very far from what Forest have. Now, I gave the example of, let's say, Olaino on his day, 1v1 against Sterling. He kept him quiet. I mean, there's one interesting one. Oh, Elanga. Catch him on his right day is one of the fastest players at Forest, and he scored against Chelsea.
I mean, I see your point.
Look at the midfield. Enzo Fernandez, Morgan Gibbs White is a good midfielder.
I was seeing your point until you got to that place.
Because you've got Enzo Fernandez as one of your special players, right? But guess what? Enzo Fernandez is enjoying World Cup tax.
I'm not the one that gave him best. Enzo Fernandez. It's not me that gave him that special.
Enzo Fernandez is enjoying World Cup tax. It's not.
World Cup is not tax. But if it's time to make Ballon d'Or argument, he say it comes once every 4 years.
I can't understand this is false.
You put stay one place.
But what I'm saying is that I don't think that Forest and Chelsea are that far.
I see your point in the sense that in a different universe.
I'm not just talking Forest and Chelsea. I'm just talking about even the Premier League itself.
Generally, the kind of players that Chelsea are signing on a different day. Elanga is a player Chelsea probably.
Elanga is better than Noni Madueke.
I'm making your point. Yes. That you argue with me.
Let me just emphasize it for you.
Okay. Like Elanga is a player Chelsea probably have signed under different circumstances. Look at the players that Chelsea have been going for. But I'm not going to give you.
Next message, please.
I'm not giving you more gratification. 𝗪𝗵𝗃 on YouTube says, loving you guys. 𝗧𝗶𝗃 and vivid imagination. PSG win the UCL when Bellingham balling like fire. I doubt it. Tunde Young, I can't read this. Tunde Young, what has to do with all? Oh, I got it wrong. What is wrong with all we want? This guy said Chelsea is disgusting. Okay.
By the way, we had the winner on Saturday Sports Cruise for my prediction. Right?
Yeah,
right. But I don't know who the winner is.
Michael knows. I will ask Michael. Probably will announce it tomorrow.
All right, please. Yeah, Michael, when you come around, let's.
Call it 3K. Yeah. Anyway, more messages. 𝗪𝗵𝗃 Benjamin says, good evening, guys. When Champions League starts, OPEYEMI will understand Madrid isn't complete without the striker. Barca cooking a nice blend of young and experienced players. They just need to gel. I agree with you. 𝗪𝗏 says, God bless Tunde Young for your takes on English refs and their useless apologies. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 says Tunde Young is always being attacked for his stance on Havertz, and it's not fair. It's not fair because Tunde Young is 100% right, and I was the #1 defender of Havertz over the years, but now come on. More messages. 𝗪𝗏𝗏 says for Havertz and Saka's profligacy, Man U fans will be taking any of the positives. There was a silent hero yesterday, and that was Gabriel, who froze at the right moment to deny an actually wonderful goal. Dex delivered all-around performance yesterday.
He was involved in the equalizer too.
Yeah. And capped it with a wonderful goal. So those are the messages on YouTube.
All right, it's also Deadwood week in the transfer market. The transfer window in Europe might have closed, and main Europe might have closed, but there are some that are still open. Turkey,
and free agents can even still join.
Saudi Arabia Thursday, and then Salah could still move.
So clubs can still move away their Deadwoods this week.
And there's a surprising strength of quality in the Bosman list. Even this late into the transfer window. Transfer window has closed, but there are still so many quality players available on the free. So like I will not be surprised if, for clubs whose transfer window have closed already, you can still sign free agent. I think for this week, but you have to be free agent by the time the window ended.
Let's wrap up with 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝐻𝗃 call. Hello, 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝐻𝗃.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the show.
So I want to ask about this guy.
What guy is that? Hello, 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝐻𝗃. All right, 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝐻𝗃, please. You probably have to call us tomorrow and get your question in. But we have to wrap things up right now. We hear that Kasper Schmeichel is set to sign a 1-year deal at Anderlecht after leaving Nice. Remember Leicester legend. Definitely.
Another one of those free agents.
Yeah, that's a decent guy.
That's like one of the craziest deal. I mean, you moved from Leicester, from England to French league straight up.
Yeah, hello. Last caller, quickly.
Hello. Good evening, Cinderella and
Alright, wrap it up for us quickly.
And the other guy.
Yeah. The other guy's here.
My name is Destiny, Man City fan.
Alright, Destiny, the other guy is talking to you. Go on quickly.
See, all this 𝗃 party is so good though. Una wey dey talk all the club, but una no talk about one wey Man City play on Saturday and that weekend where Haaland is score.
Did you miss it?
What you people are talking about, una just don't say the second goal is teaching. Is outside. Only that one. I just wait that one.
Alright, this is greatness in disguise, right? But we have to go. Thank you very much. 3 Premier League players scored a hat-trick on that Saturday. Last time it happened was way back 95. Alan Shearer, Tony Yeboah, and Robbie Fowler. Yeah, that was way back September 23, 1995. That's the show. Let's do this again tomorrow by the grace of God, 6 p.m. So Tunde Young has been here. 𝗀𝗏𝗧𝗏 has been here. Do have a great evening, guys. Bye-bye.
In your market become more and more crowded. It's time to break it open and really stand out. It's here.
Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Hello, my name is Coco. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
The boom, bip, the boom, the bang, bang, bang. You're now rocking with the best. Play. Dante. Life is good. Only always. Life is good. Only always. Life is good. So keep going on. Life is good. All the time. Life is good. Only always. Life is good. Keep rocking. Life is good.
Hey, how are you? Is everything today?